They call it the Acer Swift X14, and in this video we're going to cover a bunch of details I did not get to in my unboxing, like benchmarks, fan noise, thermals, camera usage, color gamut range, and a whole lot more. Now, first and foremost, one of the things that I saw most in the comment section of the unboxing was the fan noise and the thermal temperature. And I must say, this laptop does have quite a bit of fan noise, but it also remains very cool. So you're gonna have about a 45 decibel fan noise on average when doing video editing and intensive work inside of Photoshop, which isn't very loud, but it's louder than, say, your average room noise of about 30 decibels. And then when you're really pushing the laptop hard, you're gonna have about 50 decibels of fan noise. Now, those are both gonna be at a cooler temperature. So at the 45 decibels, you're usually seeing around 48 degrees Celsius. And then at the 50 decibels, because you're pushing the laptop a good bit harder, you're going to see around the 65 degrees Celsius range. So keep in mind that this laptop does remain cool, but it does get a little bit noisy. Now, pushing hot air onto the screen wasn't really a big issue. I did not feel a lot of air pushing out onto the screen. I know that was a concern for y'all, and I didn't see a lot of issues there. Looking at the performance of this laptop, it's on par with last year's model, the Ryzen 7 5700U. There were a few areas where the latest model with the i7 1260p did perform a little bit better, but overall they are really close. It was kind of that whole thing of you take a punch, I'll take a punch, and they really jump back and forth between the benchmark charts. As you see in the simulated benchmarks, for the most part, it looked like the i7 1260p was performing better, but then when we got into multi-core, we saw that in Cinebench R23, it had a better multi-core score. As we move into Photoshop, we saw that in Photoshop, it was a better score out of the latest i7 1260p, but then as we moved into video editing, you went to Playback, and it had better playback results with 6K B-RAW at around 6,000 drop frames rather than the 9,000 drop frames out of the new i7 1260p. So like I said, it was very much a back and forth situation. Really, whichever one you can find for a better deal, I would personally choose. Because even when it comes to something like battery life, and we'll put those results up on the screen, the battery life was just as good from both laptops. It was only a few minutes apart for each of the tests. At the most, we saw about a 30-minute difference for the video editing playback test that was performed for the Acer Swift X. So again, either you're getting last year's model with the Ryzen 7 5700U or this year's model with the Intel i7 1260p, you really can't go wrong. Now, the color gamut range is great on this laptop. We saw 100% sRGB as advertised and a delta E of 1.21, which is a great delta E, and a average screen brightness of around 321 nits. Now, keep in mind that if you're going to be using this laptop on the go, it is very thin, very light, very on-the-go friendly. You can see the weight and thickness coming up on the screen, and at just over 3 pounds, it's a fantastic on-the-go laptop and gives you great battery life while on the go. Now, considering the webcam as well as using the speakers, here is a quick audio sample of those two things for you. This is the webcam on the Acer Swift X14, and a little sample of the audio for you as well. Now, using the keyboard is just as good as last year. I like the keyboard, it has a nice soft key press. However, one thing I am disappointed about with this laptop is they kept the small trackpad. I wish they would have made the trackpad a little bit larger. It would have been a little bit nicer for creative professionals, not have to bring that mouse on the go to have a little more space for working. It just felt a little scrunched, and there seems like there's plenty of room at both the top of the keyboard deck and around the trackpad to fit a larger trackpad, and it just seems like they chose not to do that. So one ding, I guess you could say, I would give this laptop is the smaller trackpad. Now, one area of a use case that I don't love this laptop is going to be for 3D modeling. It just doesn't have the gumption to really be a great 3D modeling laptop. I think the i7 1260p or the Ryzen 7 5700U mixed with the RTX 3050 Ti is really great for somebody who's a student who does some gaming, or maybe you're going to use this computer for work, but you also like to game, and so it gives that nice hybrid. However, if you're going to be using this laptop for something like 3D modeling, I just don't recommend it. It just doesn't have the punch that you want it to pack in order to really, really stand out in those programs. Now, if you want to know about some laptops I would choose instead of the Acer Swift X at around the same price point, you can click or tap the screen here to check that out. And if you want to know all my complete thoughts about the build quality or my first impressions of the Acer Swift X, I did a full unboxing. You can click or tap the screen here. Otherwise, links if you're ready to make a purchase, likes if this video has brought you some value, and subs if you don't want to miss out on the future uploads. I'll see you here in the next one.